Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Happy Bringle. Namaste, dear friends, and welcome back to Wealth with Purpose Mondays on Bringle Talks YouTube channel. Now, what is wealth with purpose? We have already discussed about in our last week, but I'll just give you a perspective where this is wealth with purpose is a very unique aspect where you generate wealth as well, lifelong wealth, and maybe create legacy for your children, for your family, as also to work on a purpose. Purpose called Mission Zero. Purpose called Bringle Dream Wave. Purpose called transforming 1 billion lives. Last week we spoke about why charity fails. And don't miss out that session. It's a very important session. You can get that into the playlist of Wealth with Purpose Mondays. And why we must build self-sustainable cash flow models where your wealth grows while society grows. Today we take the next big step. We are going to unveil the engine that powers this entire mission. The 10,000 crore or $1 billion Wealth with Purpose Fund. This is the model that will create passive income for you. And don't worry about it. You don't have to invest 10,000 crores. It is a collective effort of 1 lakh Indians and NRIs with an average ticket size of 10 lakh rupees. And that we will be able to generate 10,000 crores. And it's very easy model. 1 lakh is nothing. We have 14% NRIs as Indians as NRIs. Only 1 lakh, which is 3.2 crores actually, 14.2%. India itself has 140 crores people. We need only 1 lakh people. This is the model that will create passive income for you while building schools, health hubs, environmental projects for Bharat, and even transforming India into a startups and skills capital of the world, eventually to a #1 economy. Achieving the Mission Zero, which has 2 components, Mission Zero unemployment and Mission Net Zero. For that, check out Bringle Dreamway Saturdays. You will get all the information around that. If week 1 was about why this is needed, week 2 is about how it works. And believe me, once you see the simplicity and power of this model, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Don't miss it out. We will be inviting various experts, leaders on the talks, Bringle Talks, and in between, we'll be also sharing various aspects of these. Let me just tell you about the 10,000 crore vision. What is this 10,000 crore fund? See, it's a very simple but very powerful model to transform India into a startups and skills capital of the world. 60% of this fund, which is 6,000 crores, will be investing in Indian startups across the 5 regions of the India. We have studied the first 100 unicorns case study and also bringing up a book called $1 Billion Dream, which consolidates everything about angel investments and how these unicorns got transformed. And what is the way you can fund the next 100 unicorns of India without any risk and realize a $1 billion dream in the shortest possible time. Till that time, check volume 1 of Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao on Mission Zero unemployment, which is there on Amazon. And volume 2 on Mission Net Zero is coming up as well. And you'll get 50% discount if you have the book of volume 1, Mission Zero unemployment. Anyways, let's come back. So this 60% of the funds will be invested into the startups ecosystem. We'll be identifying the next 100 unicorns. India is supposedly going to have 280 to 300 plus unicorns by 2030. Next just 5 years. And we are going to identify those potential 100 unicorns, which will give you 100x plus, maybe 1000x plus returns. Like Zomato, which gave 2240x returns to investors, but 90% of them were foreign investors. And the entire money went outside the country. By the time Indian investors got the opportunity, we lost 2 lakh crores in a single day, more than 50% of the wealth. When the 6 startup unicorns came up with their IPO, Nykaa, Zomato, Paytm, and 3 others. 40% will be invested into Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao centers, which is part of our social venture funds, which will be focusing on social impact plus venture capital. They may not be a very high returns, but those are more sustainable and passive income returns, more guaranteed returns. Your capital will be returned in 3 to 5 years time. You'll be having 10, 20, 30% of passive income every year. This will be the model which will be focusing on something called fund name called SHE. SHE stands for skills, health, and environment. And why this mix? You must be thinking. Because we need both wealth and purpose. So with the first fund, you are creating an enormous wealth for you with 100x plus or maybe 1000x plus returns. We already have a 100% success rate versus the market standard of 20%. We have given 10x returns to our investors in Series 1 at the time of investment. If you want to know more, click the link below in the description and comments. And let's have a one-on-one call, non-obligatory either side, and understand more about this. How you can invest in a venture capital fund in the Series 1 itself with just small 5 lakh rupees, or in Series 1 social venture fund with a small amount of 50,000 rupees. In both models, you have a principal protection and easy liquidity options available. But when it comes to the first model of the fund, the venture capital fund, it basically fuels innovation. It helps startups to invest, take risk, create jobs, and create wealth for you, for the country, for themselves. These Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao or SKCKJ centers fuel education, healthcare, sustainability, because that is where the mission net zero comes in. And the first venture capital fund talks about mission zero unemployment. There will be many other factors which will be bringing out in these two missions. Together, they create a balance between income and impact. 60% of your investment will go into venture capital fund, 40% of your investment goes into social venture funds. We haven't started the Series 2 yet, but we have got an enormous good success for Series 1. Check it out. Let's have a one-on-one call. Series 2 investors will make much more money. The ticket size could be, very different from the Series 1 and the 10,000 crore fund. Let's just talk about the fund right now. So when you talk about startups, any startup comes into your mind? Maybe Zomato? Yes. Zomato gave 224 crores in just 11 years with an investment of 10 lakh rupees. But we also need to serve 70% of the population which cannot afford the right quality education. There is a statement, "Jab padhega India, to badhega India." And we are trying to create a self-sustainable cash flow centers which focuses on real impact on the education, not just having infrastructure. And you can see that in various different discussions and all that in our various Wealth with Purpose Mondays. You can check Rotary Legacy Fridays and even Bringle Dreamwave Saturdays. Now let's start talking about 60% startup allocation. Friends, if you look at India's last 15 years, companies like Zomato, Nykaa, Flipkart, Byju, they create unimaginable wealth. Investors who just put 10 lakhs saw it growing into 224 crores just with Zomato. Here is the problem. Most ordinary people were never part of it, especially retail and angel investors. The gates were closed. It is protected by or limited to the venture capitalists or angel investors who have gotten early and they have access and they have got money. But that changes now. Through our venture capital fund with a minimum entry of 5 lakh rupees, you get access to curated startups, risk mitigation through diversification, and the chances to be the part of India's next 100 unicorns. Imagine while your wealth multiplies, part of those profits also sustain Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao centers and educate children and heal communities, while giving you back the return of capital in 3 to 5 years time, and passive income of 10, 20, 30% every year till perpetuity. That's how startups become not just businesses, but legacy builders. Now you must be thinking, then why other 40% is required? Why are you doing charity? You know, wealth without purpose is empty, and it's not charity which we are doing. We are not doing charity. They're actually creating wealth and also transforming people. With these Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao centers, we'll be training underprivileged children for free. With this, our first fund and first model center in Bangalore, we will be training 100 plus children every year. Post Diwali, we are targeting 20 plus children free education. And that is why we are giving this first 15 lakh rupees at par valuation of 50 lakh rupees. Which means that if you invest 50,000 rupees, next year onwards, you may get easily from 5, 10, maybe 20,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees every year. That is how your return will be. Capital will be returned back in 3 to 5 years time. And passive income will be as high as 10, 20, 30% per annum. These centers are designed around skills, health, and environment. We have built up a preschool and after school right now, building up more training programs, skill development program, generating more set of income, investing into venture, social impact projects, creating money from there. May not be very high return, but overall built together, it will create multiple returns, multiple revenue opportunities for the fund, which will eventually be passed on to you as an investor. We'll put in health clinics. The whole idea here is we will charge to the people who can pay and we will give it to the free who cannot. You may call it as a Robin Hood model, you may call it as a social impact model, but it's not charity. We'll set up clinics, wellness house, mental health programs, revenues through subscriptions with free services for the needy. Environmental map programs like waste management, green energy, methane to fuel cell conversion, carbon credits, sustainable revenue model that fund eco projects, not just planting a tree. That could be also one of the projects if that creates value. So every rupee invested does double duty. It pays you passive income, it funds social impact forever. And this is what makes the fund unique. 60% fuels high growth, 40% fuels sustainability. Now let's address the two voices in your head. Fear and desire. Just think out once. You must be thinking, Ansha, what if I lose my money? Believe me, this model is designed for your capital safety. Then money comes back in 3 to 5 years time. Returns flow from cash flow generating projects, not just promises. You might be wondering, what if it doesn't scale? You're telling it now, you're projecting, but it may not happen. To be frank, it is already scaling. Our first social venture fund or the model center in Varthur, Bangalore is set to educate 100 plus children free of cost every year. We have achieved the break even in just 8 months' time. And it is just a beginning. Passive income that frees you from salary dependence. That is what we are creating. Being a founding investor is in this historic 10,000 crore fund. So this small fund will eventually become the part of 10,000 crore fund, or it become a stepping stone for that. Leaving your family name on Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao centers that live for generations. Your name would be written over there. Pride that your money is not idle. It's creating jobs, schools, health hubs, startups. It's not about being rich. It's about being rich with purpose. Wealth, generating wealth with purpose. So friends, as we end this week of Wealth with Purpose Mondays, here is your choice. Either join the social venture fund with a minimum of 50,000 rupees or step into the venture capital fund with a minimum investment of 5 lakh rupees and back the next 100 unicorns. Or best, do both. But seats in both funds, Series 1 are very, very limited. In Series 1 venture capital fund, you get 10x valuation at the time of entry. And in social venture fund, you get 1x valuation, same valuation, you get the equity percentage out there. You become the equal owner of the school. If you want to be part of a governance committee as well, we'll be happy to explore that as well. That we are setting up through a Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao or a Rotary governance model. But seats are very, very limited. Once we complete this initial 15 lakhs and then eventually 50 lakh rupees, this social venture fund series 1 will be over. Venture capital fund will raise maximum of 25 lakh rupees more. Rest we have already closed in. Maybe we may not need that also. We may close it early as well. So friends, don't wait. Download the ebook, click the link below in the description and comments. Set up a call, one-on-one, non-obligatory with me today. Subscribe to Bringle Talks YouTube channel. And here is the surprise. Next week, I will take you to deep inside startup investing model. You will learn how we pick startups, how risk is minimized, and how ordinary investors like you can finally sit at the same table as venture capitalists. Because all our investors are actually now getting groomed to the next level of angel investments, and they are helping us to evaluate the startups, being part of the ecosystem, being part of the like-minded people, and learning the angel investment. We've already done 5 angel investment meets across the country. Jaipur, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Kolkata. We've done it in Mumbai, Pondicherry, other small cities like Vadodara, big cities like Delhi, NCR, and many other places. These could be personal meets or angel investment meets. Virtually, I have personally connected to more than 300 people. There were around 2,000 people who reached out to us for Series 1. We have taken only 30 of them. There are only few seats left right now, just because we want to complete our first 12 startups. Believe me, this is the time. 10x valuation at the time of investment. Return of capital in 3 to 5 years. Passive income of 10, 20, 30% per annum till perpetuity. No fund is providing that option. And you are not just part of it returns, you're part of a movement called Sone Ki Chidiya Ko Jagao. Let's realize your $1 billion dream in the shortest possible time. So block your calendar next Monday, 4 p.m. IST. Because every week you miss one piece of the puzzle. Remember, you have only 2 choices. Dare to dream big or die wondering what could have been your $1 billion dream. The choice is yours and your legacy begins today. Keep bringing, keep growing, keep spreading the Bringle dream wave. Motivate others. Help others, motivate them to dream big. Help them achieve. And then inspire them to pass it on to at least 3 people in their life. So let's speak loud. Jagao, jagao, har ghar tiranga ke saath, har ghar sone ki chidiya ko jagao. Let's awaken the golden bird hidden inside each of you. Rise and shine and transform yourself into a leader. See you next Monday, and don't miss out to watch Bringle Talks every day at 10 minutes at 2x speed for 100x growth and prosperity. Keep bringing, keep